Well, I believe now that mixed martial arts is finally under a transformation. And what I mean by that is that we have enough going on that we can change the landscape of how people see mixed martial arts. So back when we begin to recognize it, which is like back in the UFC days, back in 93 or 97, around when the UFC was developed, we grew up seeing just how the UFC put out mixed martial arts. You would get the same nomenclature, the fastest growing sport in the world than it is now. It's still one of the fastest growing sports around. But that was still under the sports entertainment side of the sport. In the beginning, it was hardcore. Everybody coming together in the cage, made the best man win. The rules were kind of hard to find. Then over time, it developed. You had to put a rule set in for safety. Then social media got on board. It became, a social media sensation. Then you begin to see your first, era of stars, like George St. Pierre on up to BJ Penn. Then you got the era of the Conor McGregor, which is probably arguably one of the most successful, fighters of all time, if you look at how you define success. So if you research who's the most successful fighter around, probably Conor McGregor will pop up. He's probably, the wealthiest MMA fighter around, as far as I can tell. But what if you're a parent and you're looking at, okay, what do I want? I'm looking for my son to get in mixed martial arts. And you go, hey, let me look at the most successful mixed martial artists. Maybe I'll choose him as a reference point. And you see Conor McGregor. Then you start seeing all his allegations, all the problems he's been in. His record ain't the best. He's a lot of controversy. He has a lot of bad press. That may be your first take of mixed martial arts. That may be the first thing you see. Then you start to finally see clips on YouTube of the sport. It may be a little bit more aggressive than you would like. You see the press conferences. There are a lot of back and forth, a lot of disparaging things. So the entertainment side could be very negative to a brand new parent, who may not understand, okay, what is this the sport that I want my children to get into? Then you may choose something else like wrestling or, jiu-jitsu or something like that you don't see a lot of the press of the negativity, because that's the sports entertainment side of mixed martial arts. And that's what allowed mixed martial arts to get as high as it gotten, because, drama, the back and forths, the stories, all of these things were able to push the sport into the front light. And because of that, other promotions were able to develop. PFL, one championship, Strikeforce back in the day, Bellator, all these sports came out because of the success of the UFC. So you can't really knock what they were able to do. But I think now the transformation is beginning to happen to where there's enough going on that the sport of mixed martial arts can now be seen. And I think that happened in 2023.